Hey there, Rivet family. Welcome to your Wednesday workout. We are doing Nancy today. This is kind of a classic benchmark workout that we do once a year or so. It's classic couplet style workout, right? Two things, 5 rounds. We're doing a 400-meter run, 15 overhead squats, right? Should be a relatively quick workout, anywhere from like, say, 12 to 20 minutes or so. Those overhead squats, or whatever version of squats you're doing, should be on the light and relatively quick and mostly unbroken side, right? Sets of 15. You're going to choose yourself either a pair of dumbbells or a barbell, whichever version you're doing today, and try to get most of those sets of 15 unbroken. Keeping that in mind. Maybe one break at the absolute most on those later sets. And then, of course, 400-meter runs thrown in there in between. Really great workouts. Challenging, little cardio in there, little shoulder stability. Good one today. So let's talk about those squats. So first off, our Fit 30 athletes will be using dumbbells today, and we'll be doing front squats. Right? I have to recommend a weight there for you, not too heavy. Like I said, I want you to have 2 weights, 2 dumbbells, and get through your front squats in an unbroken fashion. Get all 15. Put your dumbbells down and get out that door for the next run. For our overhead squatters, we've got a couple different options there. I have them listed. As you can see, we could shoot for an RX 95-65. Again, looking to do unbroken sets for the most part, maybe one break at the most. If that's too heavy, scale it down a little bit so you do get the unbroken sets. For those of you who really struggle with the overhead position, either mobility or stability in the shoulders, whatever it is for you. But if you struggle with overhead squats, I have a couple of options as you can see there. Either go lighter, considerably lighter, and maybe do a few more reps, like sets 20 or whatever. So you can work on that positioning, so you can work on the balance, the mobility and stability, whatever it is that's holding you back, because good practice. You can do much lighter weights, same amount of reps, and maybe focus on running a little bit faster. Or if it's just not in the cards for you to do overhead squats today, load a little bit more weight on the bar, like 115, 85, and do front squats. So overhead stuff, we want to focus on external rotation whenever we're overhead, especially overhead squats. So real quick, arm out front. Internal rotation is where the shoulder is kind of moving in towards the middle part of the body. This is internal rotation. Generally, we don't want to be here. This is kind of a weak position for the shoulder. But external rotation is where the shoulder is kind of moving away from the body. And just doing this, you can kind of feel that shoulder kind of winding up, right? What's called external rotation torque. Don't worry, there isn't going to be a test on this. We're basically creating torque, creating tension in the shoulders. And then we're doing our overhead squats. This is really helpful in creating stability in the shoulder. So you probably heard us coaches, we talk about having the armpit facing forward. We've talked about having the elbow pointing down towards the floor. So right now my arm is externally rotated. This is good. This is internally rotated. This is not so good. This is very weak and unstable. So we're going to focus on winding those shoulders up into external rotation. Great little drill we're going to do today is called an overhead wader drill. So PVC like this. So you'll notice as I externally rotate, palm is facing up. We're going to pretend like we're holding a tray or a tray of drinks or whatever, like a waiter would. We're going to do that with our PVC. So palms up, external rotation, right? See, I got my armpits forward, elbows down, and I'm pushing up into the bar for active shoulders. We're going to do this a little bit as a drill for our overhead squats, right? Forces us to keep those shoulders in a good position and helps us maintain an upright torso as we squat down. And then ideally when we squat, we're simply just gripping the bar and staying right where we were for a good overhead position. The other thing I'll say about overhead squats is width of the grip. We do not have to go super wide. If you have healthy, mobile shoulders, you can actually go closer, closer, closer. Because the closer we can get those arms to a vertical position, the actually more stable it is, right? If you can kind of stack the wrist over the elbows, over the shoulders, stack those joints, the better it is. So if you're healthy shoulders, you don't have to go super wide, right? Walk it in a little bit. Your snatch grip and your overhead grip do not have to be the same. So if you can handle it in the shoulders, walk it in a little bit, maybe that feels better for you. Maybe you can do it pretty close. If you have wonky, not so stable shoulders, lack of mobility in the upper body, feel free to go wider. But Play around with the grip. Find a grip that's as close as you can, basically as close as your shoulders will allow, right? So relatively close, a little bit better, but again, let's try to find those armpits forward, elbows pointing down toward the floor as we squat. All right? Coming to get done, guys. Classic benchmark workout. We're doing Nancy. You're going to love it. It's going to be great. Hopefully it won't be too rainy for our runs. All right? See ya.